So next story is traditional publishing sales fall another 8.6%. I had to double check because I thought we'd covered this story, but the last time we covered this was for the April numbers. Now the
Yes.
May numbers are out and they're bleak again.
Yep.
Jonathan, what are the details?
The AAP, the Association of American Publishers stat shot, shows that trade book sales have fallen 8.6% from the same month last year, clocking in at 671 million. This is major. That the industry isn't collapsing, okay, but it is. This is a decline. Okay, we're looking at adult books are down 9.6%. Fiction went down 8.3. Nonfiction went 11.3 down.
And this is not inflation adjusted.
No, it is
So
not.
breaking even, it should be going up by 2.9%, which is what the current inflation rates are. But this is going down by 8.6. Now that's just comparing May of 25 to May of 24. If you compare
Right.
the year-to-date numbers from 25 to the year-to-date numbers of 24, the drop isn't quite as high. It's only like a 2
Right.
or 3%. It's a 3.1% drop.
But you also have to
year,
account
but
for
still,
the tail of COVID, because COVID was a massive surge in reading.
right.
So I think that was a tail coming down from that, and then so it's dangerous to get into the early 2020s to try to gauge statistics. Here you're looking at hardcovers went down 8.6%. Paperbacks went down 16.3%. Do you know how much shelf space is 16.3% in a bookstore? They hate this. This is a problem. Ebooks only went down 1%, and digital audio went up 9.8%.
Audiobooks have been growing every year. They're always the bright spot in the market, which is why Audible wants all of the apple.
Yes, exactly. They're like, "Oh, look at the market. We
all
gotta."
of the bites of the apple.
Yeah, man. I just feel like they're like a skeezy Italian loan shark. You know, it's like you're gonna get what I give you, and you're gonna be happy. Okay, say
I'm
thank
gonna make you an offer
Say
you cannot
thank you.
refuse. I mean, they have 80% market share, and
Yeah.
they're doing a really, really good job, and they always have. And the technique that they use to get to where they are, none of their competitors are copying. So if anybody from Chirp or any of their competitors are here, here's how Audible got to number one: podcast advertisements. For the first 10 years of podcasting, Audible was on basically every podcast. It became kind of a joke that they were all sponsored. And you don't hear Chirp Books advertising on podcasts. I've never heard them advertising on podcasts. It's like, it's not that hard. All you have to do is invest in customer acquisition and you will acquire customers. And where do you find customers who want to buy audio content? On podcasts.
Which is audio content. And podcasters will be like, $20? Yeah.
And I'm not trying to sell advertising space on any of my podcasts because I don't take sponsorships right now.
I'll sell advertising on our.
We actually have some news stories for some competitors that we'll get to here in a second.
But in comparison with trad publishing, indie sales are booming. Kindle Unlimited is up, and trad publishing hates Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited fund went up 14.1%. That is an enormous amount of growth. 14.1% year over year to 59.9 million. It was 52.5 million in May 2024. The page read is approximately 0.0043 cents per page. I actually did some math this past week on what my daily output would be if I wrote 3,000 words a day. I asked ChatGPT, how many KENP page reads is that? And it's like, oh, if you're writing 5,000 words, it's about 12 to 15 pages. So 3,000 would be around 8 to 10 pages. And this is being paid at this rate. Okay, so you're making about 7 cents a day when you write 3,000. No, I'm not done doing the math, Thomas. I see you about to jump in there. You're making about 7 cents a day writing your 3,000 words. I'm like, well, that's depressing. Wait a minute. That's per reader. So let's say I have 1,000 readers. Okay, so Semper Die went out a couple months ago. It had about 3,000 readers so far. So I went for 1,000. Okay, now I'm making about $87 a day just off of 1,000 readers. And the more that you grow that, the more your daily output increases. And it's actually really cool that you can just do the math to see what your productivity would be producing. It's actually really incentivizing for me because I rely on tangible results to motivate me. I hope doesn't do it for me.
Well, and the other challenge is that when you get paid and when you do the work is so separated.
Yes.
And if you think of it as today I wrote two KU pages and I have 1,000 readers and I made myself so much money, it gives you a better sense, because the other challenge is that the money's very lumpy, and it really requires you to be disciplined financially as well as disciplined with your time.
And then you take care of your audience because you're going out every day and farming. Then you're like, I got to go out and write my 3,000 words. I got to go make my $87. And so you're really treating it as a business, as your job when you go out and do your production. And so that's like really helpful. And I think that's something that's really good for indies here. I mean, that's just going to go up. The more indies continue to produce quality content, you do have to write good stuff.